Hello.
Hi there.
So, to both of you, first group game in the Champions League, ready for it? All set to go?
Exciting. We start against a really tough opponent, a top European team. We go away. I feel it's really exciting to be playing these games. This is what we want to be in the Champions League for. We want to play against the best. We want to be the best. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, totally agree. I think as a player as well, you want to compete with the best teams in Europe. Bayern is one of the best teams currently, dominating the German league, and I think that's exactly who we want to be measured against, and really looking forward to that and see where we're at as a team.
And where does it sit in terms of priorities? I mean, how much would you like to be successful in this competition comparatively with the WSL?
Well, lots for me. Champions League is very special. It's with the best teams. It's the one competition where you competing outside your own country. I think you will have. We're in 4 competitions, but saying that Champions League, the league, they will always be very, very special to me and to the team. And right now we're in a situation where we need to go full throttle in both of them, and then so it has to be.
You've spoken obviously about the fact that it's a busy period. I think it's going to be 5 games in 14, 15 days. But in a way, that's what the squad is for, I guess you'll say, and also that's the whole point of being involved in a team like Arsenal, these big games coming thick and fast.
Absolutely. Like I think I made clear yesterday what I think, or not yesterday, but before the game against Everton, what could be different from a schedule perspective. Now here we just focused game by game, doing our very best to prepare here for Bayern Munich, and just looking ahead to the challenges. And you're right with that. This is exciting. These are the games we want to be playing. We don't want to sit at home watching other teams playing these games. We want to take a part of them.
And I'm sure, again, you would agree with that. That's why you come into football and have those dreams to be involved in nights like this.
Yeah, I think the Champions League is a competition we all want to win. It's the biggest stage. Again, you can compete against the best players in the world, against the best teams, and I do think and I believe we belong there, and I do think we have the quality, to be competing to win that trophy one day with the team we have. And I think why not this season? Why not having a good start tomorrow against Bayern Munich, which is probably going to be the toughest opponent in our group. But yeah, looking forward to it. Really, really exciting, and just glad for the team that we're back on that stage.
Is it good to have an early opportunity to put, I guess you would call the word would be frustrating performance against Everton? Is it a nice early opportunity for you to put that behind you?
Yeah, I agree with you. It was frustrating, and I think we as a team, we like to go forward. We want to show another version of ourselves, and it's an excellent opportunity tomorrow night to do that.
Do the players feel the same way? Obviously, there were chances that were taken, and a draw against Everton probably wasn't what you went to set out for at the weekend. Is it a chance for you all to say right now, the chance to go and get a better result if we can?
Yeah, I think after games like that, you just want to play again and show that you can do it better. I think we all know that, we didn't show up on that day the way we wanted, but there is a new opportunity tomorrow. Football is a quick business, so things change in every moment, and I think we can turn it around tomorrow, a full focus on that, and hopefully we get some chances in the net tomorrow.
Not the first time it's happened by any means, but obviously it's a busy week, a big game coming up at the weekend. How difficult does that make your selection issue? Do you rotate, or do you just take each game, put out the team that is going to try and win that game? Is that the only consideration?
To your point earlier, I think we have a really good squad, and I think it's about using the squad to the best of its possibilities and playing the best players at their best moments. But so I wouldn't go into say like we're trying to rotate or save. It's about selecting the best team for every game here to trying to win.
You've spoken about obviously Bayern being a good team. What specifically do you know about them? What do you expect there?
They're really strong in the counter-attacking game. They move with a lot of pace once they're facing forward, and that part you have to look out for when you're playing against them. I think they've been looking really strong on their set pieces so far this season. Really good deliveries on both corners and free kicks. So that's another part you need to watch out for. They're well organized. They're a good team, but so are we. And while they have strengths, they also have weaknesses, and we need to exploit them. And we need to mitigate our weaknesses and really play to our strengths, and that's going to be the tactical battle here tomorrow night.
Don't want to worry you, Leah, but in the Men's Champions League, the usual protocol is that players put up at the news conference is going to be involved in the match. With Mikel, that's hardly ever the case. I just wondered if you were concerned whether Jonas is similar.
I'm not really wasting my energy on that.
Fair enough.
Thanks.
Emily from ESPN.
Hi both, nice to see you. Jonas, firstly, can I just check team news ahead of tomorrow? I appreciate you had training this morning, but any injuries, anything come up?
No, nothing that changes from the game against Everton.
Cool. And then you touched then slightly on how, and Leo mentioned it as well, how kind of you playing more games in quick succession actually kind of helps you to get over an issue like Everton and where you weren't kind of performing where you want to be. But is it a little bit difficult when you do have games in quick succession that you aren't able to kind of go back to the drawing board and try new things in training, or is it more just that pressure actually kind of helps you to get those things ironed out quicker?
I think that's the reality when you work and you're involved in European football, that there's very seldom a week where you will go 6-7 days between the games and you sort of can have all this time on the training pitch and you can work on things and you can reflect on them. You're in a fast moving business, to Leah's point, and you have to learn from the games. You have to learn in the tactics room. You have to making sure that the 40-50 minutes you spend on pitch, that they're really sharp and to the point, and that we get connected and are on the same page, and that's part of the challenge when you work with this schedule, but that you just have to accept and make the most out of it.
Yeah, I spoke to Alessia this morning and she said that the team are really excited to be able to bounce back from the weekend, and I guess to both of you, is that quite a similar sort of feeling in the team, that we're really excited to kind of just put that one behind you and move on to the next, like 4 games in 12 days?
Yeah, I feel so. What about you?
Yeah, I think as a player, again, what I said before, when you have a disappointment result like against Everton, you just want to bounce back as soon as you can. And I think that's the positive thing about these quick turnarounds. We have another chance tomorrow. We know about the quality of this team, and we all are really, really motivated to prove to fans and everybody that we can do better. So, here we go, and we're ready for tomorrow.
And I guess there's always a group of death in Champions League. There's always a tough group, and you guys have kind of been coined as in this group as being incredibly difficult with Juventus and Bayern and Valerenga. I guess, Leah, how exciting is it that you're actually able to kind of compete in these bigger games and in these tougher groups and kind of be able to show yourself against a really tough group?
Again, it's what we want. I think last year that was the most painful thing, to watch these games and not being involved in it, because we know we have the quality to compete with these teams and to hope to go pretty far in that competition. So I think it's a really good group we have here, but we're aiming for the first place of this group, and for that we need a win tomorrow, and I think the team is ready.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, Emily. Ellie.
We know how strong Arsenal are kind of at home, especially at the Emirates, and we kind of saw against Bayern a couple of years ago that you were able to turn it around in the second leg. How important are these away games in what we've already said is a difficult group to kind of get something out of these away games if you do want to progress?
I mean, I think we were playing in a similar group 2 seasons ago when we had Lyon, Juventus, and what was the Swiss team that we had? FC Zurich. And both Lyon and Juventus, really top team in that group. And the first game we start away against Lyon and we managed to win 5-1, and it was really setting us up nicely, and in the end we won the group, which is a great way to go into the quarterfinals with. So yes, it is really important to get results. I think it's really important to get off to a good start, not only results-wise but also performance-wise, because as you mentioned before, we turned around that quarterfinal against Bayern Munich at home. But I think we had a second half in that away game that really showed a nice performance where we were really brave and qualitative in the way that we played, and I think that filled us with a lot of belief for what we needed to do and what we needed to turn around at Emirates. So we know it's going to be a difficult game tomorrow, but we need to trust in the way that we play. We need to be a brave football team that trusts our strengths, and if we can do that, I know we're going to be proud of our performance tomorrow.
And just one for both of you on Mariona Caldentey. What's it like having a player with that Champions League experience in the squad? You know, she's won it 3 times. Has she tried to take on a bit more of a leadership role coming into these games? Kind of, has she been trying to, you know, she knows what it takes to win. Has she taken on any extra role at all?
She's a great addition to our team. I love working with her. She's demanding. She's a winner. She's not coming to Arsenal because she is complacent or think that she has won enough. She's so hungry, just like the rest of us, to win. And like I said, great addition. She comes with a lot of great details, and really enjoyed working with her.
Is she the kind of player that you think can take you to the next level in this competition?
I think we as a team, we need to take ourselves to that level. She's a really important part of the team, so yes, she has contributions to her, but it's never going to be only one player that's going to make this for us. One of our real strengths is how we play together as a team, and that's what we need to focus on. That's what we need to go out, and if we can do that both on and off the ball, then we're a really hard team to play against.
And just finally, I know you've spoken about the chances in front of goal, but the last 3 games, it's 3 clean sheets. That must give you confidence going into a game like this.
It is, and that's the positive way to look at it. I think we're putting so high standards on ourselves, and we're so demanding of ourselves on what we want to go out. And usually what that happens is that whenever then not something is working, then that becomes the focus. But you are right, and I think defensively against Everton we played a very, very solid game. We were pressing really well. We almost limited them to not having much possession, not having much chance creation at all. And if we're going to be successful tomorrow night, we will need to have both parts in our game. We need to continue to play really good defense, but then also to have really good attacking play. Thanks.
Jamie.
Hi, both. Great to see you. Jonas, I just wanted to ask, a couple of weeks ago when the groups were pulled, the Bayern Munich manager Alexander Strauss said that Arsenal were the favourites in the group to progress, which is a bit interesting considering we had to go through those extra qualifying games. Is a comment like that, does that put extra pressure on the squad, and also do you think that is the case?
I think it's a pointless discussion. It's a totally pointless discussion. Who is a favourite, who is not a favourite? We want to win, they want to win. Everyone is going to do their absolute best in trying to win, and we put our focus there, and then others can decide who is the favourite or not.
And Leah, I just wanted to ask for you, obviously you've been at Arsenal for a while now, the calendar coming up is really condensed for Arsenal, but for yourself you've got the Champions League, you've got the 3 other English competitions, but you've got the Euros, the Swiss home Euros. For you, how exciting is that, but also how do you mentally kind of carry the expectation of how exciting this period is, but how much you've got coming up for yourself on a personal level?
I think I generally just try to live in the moment, take day by day, game by game. I think it's a season as every season before, kind of. Like, yes, you can think about it a lot and then it adds some pressure or some excitement, especially with the home Euros coming up. But, you know, so much can happen in football and you never know where you're going to be next summer. Like, are you going to be fit? Are you going to be injured? Obviously, like, you all hope for the best, but yeah, as we spoke before, football is a quick business, so you have to be right here, right now. And again, like tomorrow is right now the focus for us, and then obviously everything which is coming after is exciting, but something to speak about in the future, I guess.
And I also just want to ask, obviously you're part of the leadership team at Arsenal, but in terms of Kyra Cooney-Cross, she's a player that plays in a quite similar role to you, and you've been playing next to her recently. Have you taken her a little bit under your wing, and has she come to you for advice considering how established you've made yourself in that position across all competitions? Yeah,
I think it's a bit maybe my role as well now as older player to help the young players grow their game and improve their game. I think Kyra brings a lot of strengths with the ball, with driving the ball, where I can probably look up to her a little bit and take something out of her game. But defensively, I guess it is about giving her advice to step in the right positions to cover the team well. And she does ask every now and then, yes. And we're one team. Whoever plays, we support each other. And I want her to improve her game, because I do think she has a big talent and can be big for Arsenal also for the future. So yeah, she's a good one.
Thanks, Jamie. Robert?
Jonas, I was just going to go back to the Bayern game and just get your overview on the coach and the team as you face this challenge ahead.
Say again.
Just an overview on the squad and what you're facing tomorrow in Germany.
Yeah, no, like I said, I think they're a very well-organized team, and they're really strong when they face forward. And if that's counterattacks or if they're playing through opposition pressure, it's full throttle once they face forward and are in front of your defending line. And they have players that are really good at driving at you with speed and coming at you with pace, with quick attacks, and that's probably what really stands out with them.
And then going ahead and facing Chelsea on the weekend, as you were saying, it's a very big week for the club in terms of opposition. Yeah,
I can do a lot of things, but I can't think about those two opponents at the same time. To Leah's point, now we need to focus on Bayern Munich and do that as good as possible, and after that we take Chelsea.
Awesome, thank you. We'll come to the call now if there's nothing further in the room. Tim, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for that, Dan. Greetings from Munich, Jonas. I'll keep it to one question.
I thought you would say you're going to keep it to one beer, Tim.
So if we could change that tomorrow night, that would be great. But my actual question is about, after the Häcken game, you spoke about kind of Beth and Mariona and how the understanding was much better than the first leg against Häcken about who stays wide and who comes in. And the Everton game seemed like a step back there. When I watched it back, the front four very, very close together. And I wondered, first of all, whether you agree with that assessment. And I know you said earlier that you've got to focus on lots of things, not just things that went wrong, but is that something in particular that you're working on?
Yeah, I agree with you. As I said before, you can probably join our analyst team at one point, Tim. But you're right. I thought that was a step backwards for us in the way that we were structured, and that's part of the thing that we need to improve.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. We'll leave it there.